Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's a very special video. It is a dupes video for a high-end palette. So let's get straight into it. I'm not gonna have a long intro or anything like that. I have for you the Natasha Denona Biba palette. This is a $129 palette. And the dupe I'm going to be testing for you today is from Alter Ego, and that is called the Sahara palette. So let's just open these up and just take a quick look and compare. And then we'll talk about the brand Alter Ego for a second. So here is my Biba palette. It's messed up. It was sent to me broken, and a lot of the shades have fallen out. I've had issues with this, and they're crumbling for $129. Here we have the Sahara palette. These look very, very similar. Alter Ego is a cruelty-free brand. Now they ship out of Los Angeles, so you don't have to worry about it being an overseas brand taking forever to get to you. They have great customer service. I've only had positive experiences with them. That being said, I've also done 3 other dupes with this brand in the past, which I will link in the box, and I'll also link their site in the box. Just so you know, I do have a 10% coupon code for you guys. I make no money off that. It's strictly for you to save 10% if you want to buy any of these palettes in the videos I list or this one here. So let's not waste any time. Let's get to swatching. Okay, everybody, hope you can see this. The top here is the Natasha Denona Biba palette, and the bottom row is the Alter Ego Sahara palette. So, needless to say, they look nearly identical. Okay? Okay, now that you've seen the swatches, it took me so long to get that figured out prior. I had a note sheet and everything, guys, so let's talk about packaging between the two. Okay, so this one's super hard, and this one is like a thick, nice, dense, heavy cardboard. Obviously, the difference in size is apparent. Okay, this one I feel is more travel friendly. This one's a bit heavier. They both have mirrors, so this one's got a really nice mirror. The pan sizes are a bit smaller. The Natasha Denona has a big mirror, and the shades are a bit bigger. So each has a shelf life. Oh, the names of the Sahara are on the back as well. Each has a shelf life. This is 12 months. This is 24 months. There's a difference. Keep in mind, guys, that the Sahara palette is only $16, and this one is $129 when I'm doing my demonstration. Now, this is a look that I've been practicing and that I've done from the Biba palette prior in the past, and so I'm going to be taking from the Biba palette and then using the corresponding shades from the Sahara palette, and let's go ahead and see if this is in fact a dupe. I'll try to get you nice and close. I'm going into the Biba palette and taking the shade Freckle. And I just love this shade. So I'm going to be doing this side for the Natasha Denona. I'll dip back in. And I just sweep this all over the lid and up into the brow bone. So the crease, the lid, and the brow bone. I kind of flick it out a little bit. I'm spot cleaning every brush with my Cinema Secrets. It dries basically instantly, but I'll be using the same brushes for every single shade, okay, from each palette. Same brush, but I'm going to clean it in between, just so you know. Okay, in my opinion, the corresponding shade in the Sahara palette is Camel right here. So I'm just taking that on the same brush, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. So it's pigmented, easy to blend, not really any significant kick up in the pan, no fallout on either side yet. However, I do have to let you know that my Biba palette has a lot of fallout. So I would expect this Alter Ego one to also have fallout because most palettes do have fallout. So let's look closely at the shades. Looking nearly identical. From the Biba palette, I will be going in with Cocoa. I need a different brush. What am I thinking? Cocoa. There's some fallout there. Let's do. This is a nice pigmented shade. In my opinion, it's just a bit patchy. Keep in mind, guys, I don't run my channel for money. I really have no one to answer to. I don't have a manager. I do this for a hobby. And so I've got nothing to lose, and I know my audience trusts me and my opinion. So I'm still having to build this shade up for some reason. I don't know. Could be the brush, but nah, just sweep it inward. Go about to half the lid and come out. So it looks a bit patchy to me, if you can see that there. I've always had trouble with this, getting to lay straight, nice and even. I've always had to blend and blend and blend. I don't know how a lot of people can say it's so easy to work with. I just find it very difficult to work with for the price, and you know, a Wet n Wild palette could also do the same thing. So I'm going to clean this brush off and use the corresponding shade on my left eye. Corresponding shade in the Sahara palette is Fox. Not really any kick up there or anything in the pan. Okay, this one's instantly more pigmented, as you can tell. I don't think I'm going to have to build this one up at all. I think it's going to be a one and done situation here. Wow. That I'm shocked about, because some of the swatches did look just a little bit different. So this is a bit warmer, whereas this is a bit cooler. If you can see, this a little bit darker, this a little bit lighter, but from afar, I wouldn't be able to tell a difference. All right, guys, so in my honest opinion, this is just a bit more red tone, just a bit, if you can look. It's a bit more deep in red tone, but this one was way easier to blend and much more pigmented. Please, guys, keep in mind the price point for this palette. Keep that in mind, okay? You're paying for a name, a makeup artist, essentially. All right, moving on. We don't want to hear any more about that. Then I'm going to take the shade Buff from the Natasha Denona palette, and I just run that above everything. This is a nice warm shade, very pigmented. Some kick up in the pan, nothing. I actually don't care about that unless it's absolutely ridiculous, you know. The corresponding shade I found was Adobe right here. So I'm just going to run that along above the crease. This is also a nice warm tone shade. This is a little bit more cool toned, I would say. But so far, looking at me from afar, I wouldn't be able to tell. Keep in mind the price point. $16 versus $129. Since I did swatch all of the shades and I found them to be quite spot on, except a couple, but those couple are performing pretty well on the eyes. All I do now is I take some of the shade Shine from the Natasha Denona palette on my pinky finger, and I'm just going to put that on my inner half of my eye. So that is what that looks like. Corresponding shade in the Sahara palette is Mirage. Taking that on this pinky, I'm going to put that on the inner half of my eye, just like the other side. So as you can tell, pretty identical. I actually like the color of this one a little bit better. I'm going to add a little bit more. To be fair, I will do the same thing on the Biba side with Shine. I'm shocked. I cannot tell a difference right now. Okay, let's do the lower lash line because this is really all I do for my upper lash line. I'm going to be doing something different for the lower lash line to incorporate a couple of different shades. From the Biba palette, I'm taking Pasha. So it's like a red tone shade in there. Look at all this kick up. It's like everywhere. Oh my gosh. Tapping that off, and I'm going to run that along my inner half. Just like that, close to my waterline. In my opinion, the corresponding shade would be Sierra from the Sahara palette, and I'm going to put that on my inner half as well. In the mirror, I can't tell a difference other than this one spread a bit more. And this one's a little bit more cool toned. For the lower inner third on the lower lash line, I'm going to take Monroe from the Biba palette, run it along to really open up the eye. I also use this as my inner corner highlight shade. Very lovely. The corresponding shade from the Sahara palette is called Jewel. I'm going to be placing that exactly the same place for inner corner highlight as well. Guys, they look the same. 16 versus 129. 16 versus 129. Please keep that in mind. So let's see. 16 versus 129. 16 versus 129. You guys, 99% a dupe. Highly recommend this palette. I've done this look. I've played with this palette. And I highly recommend this to you. Coming from someone who spent the money on the Natasha Denona palette to have shades fall out several times and crumble. And they are good shades. It's a good palette. But in my opinion, it's not worth $129. Frankly, at all. Unless you're a diehard Natasha Denona fan or you like spending money on luxury items. But this look, in my opinion, is a 100% dupe. I'm just going to throw on some mascara and lashes and then we'll talk. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this, but I have some smudging here due to the fallout on my face from the Natasha Denona side. In this side, I had nothing. So, my final thoughts are, it's a dupe. I can't say it's 100% dupe because there is no such thing as a 100% dupe because there's different formulas in different products. And dupe is short for duplicate, whether that be in formula or the way something performs or it looks. So this looks to me the exact same. Therefore, I'm telling you it's a dupe. These are very pigmented shadows, creamy, easily blendable. They're not patchy, very pigmented, and it'll last you a year, probably longer. I keep mine for a lot longer than that. Nice packaging, beautiful performance. It says the shade names on the back. I can't recommend this any higher. I absolutely love Alter Ego. And with this palette, you know, I'm underwhelmed by it. Personally, if you can see the shape mine is in, don't think it's worth the price tag, and I don't think I'll be buying another Natasha Denona palette again because of the issues I've had with this palette for $129. So, once again, $129 or $16? What would you rather pay? You guys, I hope you found this video helpful. If you're new here, my name is Ashley. I would love for you to subscribe and become a part of the family. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Definitely hit that notification bell so you will be notified each and every time I upload any more dupe videos, which is a lot. I will also be listing, Alter Ego's site in my description box, my other 3 dupe videos using their palettes, and definitely look for my coupon code. It's Ashley10 at checkout when you purchase from Alter Ego. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.